A deadly helicopter crash in Russia has claimed the lives of 5 people, including key employees from a defense plant linked to the Ukraine war. On November 7, a Russian Ka-226 helicopter went down in Dagestan. Among the 5 killed were 4 staff members from the Kyzylyar electromechanical plant, or KEMZ, including the plant's deputy general director. The helicopter's flight mechanic also died. KEMZ is a Russian defense company that develops equipment for Sukhoi and MiG aircraft, which are used to drop bombs on Ukrainian cities, and has been sanctioned by the United States. While the cause of the crash is still unclear and under investigation, Russia's aviation sector has been severely impacted by Western sanctions, leading to a shortage of essential parts for maintenance. What's your take on this latest development? If you'd like, you can support us on PayPal. Subscribe for more. Visiting Thailand? Get ready for some new alcohol rules and potentially steep fines. Starting November 8, Thailand is enforcing strict new alcohol control laws. The biggest change? If you're caught drinking or even being served alcohol during the usual afternoon ban, typically 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., you could face a hefty fine of at least 10,000 baht. That's about $300. This penalty now shifts directly to you, the consumer, not just the venue. So, even if you bought your drink before 2 p.m. but are still sipping it after, you could be in violation. These tighter rules also ban celebrities and influencers from alcohol advertising. Businesses are worried this will confuse tourists and hurt the hospitality industry. What's your take on these new restrictions? Let us know below. If you'd like, you can support us on. Right now, one of the most intense battles in Ukraine is unfolding in Pokrovsk. Russian forces are relentlessly trying to break into this key city in Donetsk, but Ukrainian defenders are putting up a fierce fight, repelling over 50 attacks in the area today alone. They're pushing back Russian units building by building. Inside Pokrovsk, Ukrainian assault groups are actively clearing occupied structures, detecting and eliminating enemy troops and crucial drone crews. While the situation is difficult, with Russian forces having entered parts of the city, Ukrainian units are holding their ground, preventing encirclement attempts and keeping supplies flowing. What's your take on these developments? Subscribe for more updates. And if you'd like, you can support us on. The U.S. military says they're hitting dangerous drug smugglers in Venezuela. But a new investigation reveals a heartbreaking truth about who's really dying. Since September, over 60 people have been killed in U.S. military strikes on boats accused of drug trafficking. Yet, AP reporter Regina Garcia Cano spoke to dozens of residents along Venezuela's coast and found a very different story. The men killed weren't cartel leaders or narco-terrorists. Most were desperate individuals, often on their first or second trip, trying to make around 500. They were fishermen, bus drivers, laborers, even a former military cadet, all struggling in profound poverty. Reporting this was incredibly difficult, as families feared government punishment for speaking out, leaving them unable to even mourn their lost loved ones. It's a stark look at the human cost behind the headlines. What's your take on this story? Subscribe for more updates. If you'd like, you can support us on